Hi, everybody. Welcome in again. It is time for Warren JFK Player Profile brought to you by our friends over at iSynergy. DJ Yoakley here. And over there, you have two of the best young men you will ever meet. And I mean that with all of my heart. You have got two great student athletes on the field, in the classroom, and two great gentlemen who are making impacts in life at a very young age. Pat and Tom Valent. Guys, thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you so much for having us.
Well, I know you're twins, and you can read each other's mind. I think that's how it goes. But we'll go one at a time. Pat, we'll start with you. It has been such a successful run for you guys, and of course through JFK in the football program. But you know that it means something when somebody says Blue Pride. What does Blue Pride mean to you?
Growing up, I've been around Kennedy my whole life. All my brother, all of my family members are alumni of Kennedy, and it's just really ingrained to you from a young age. You feel something special getting to watch all your family members play and wear that K. So Blue Pride to me is basically just everything I do. Everything I do, I represent my school wherever I am. Every day we go out to practice, represent my school, give my all for the K, and represent the tradition we have here in everything I do. We always talk about tradition, and we have a very rich tradition here. And Blue Pride to me is just representing that and carrying that on in everything we do.
TV, I mean, you're in the same boat. I mean, you're wearing that K every Friday night as well. Talk to me about what it means to you.
Yeah, like you said, it means everything to me as well. My mom and dad both went to Kennedy, were high school sweethearts. My brother graduated in 2018, won a state ring here, and we hope to do the same this year. It means everything to me. Growing up on the sidelines, being a ball boy, waiting for my turn, watching the legends play, and just soaking it all in. And I told the newspaper this when I was born. My grandparents had me and Patrick a jersey made, and it said Kennedy on the front and it's on the back 2023. And I really think that shows and expresses the amount of love we have for the school and the amount of support that we have for it. So it means everything to me.
So naturally, I mean, you guys have, it's in your blood, it's in your DNA. So when you guys come so close to state championships and you come so close to really representing at the very top, and I will argue that you don't need a state championship to be the top of the class, so to speak, and represent the K very well. What's the ambition this year? What's the different mission? I mean, you guys lost a lot of great individuals last year that were part of some great teams, and now you as seniors have to kind of leave your own legacy. What's the mission for you guys, and what kind of legacy do you want to leave this year at Kennedy?
We preached it all summer. Regardless of who we lose, we lost a lot of players last year too. We lost Cam, and then we came back, and we talk about not rebuilding, reloading. We have a bunch of guys. We have a great senior class. I can't say enough about the guys we have. Guys like Caleb Hadley is junior, but I put him right there with the seniors as far as leadership. Ambrose Hozo, Aiden Rossi. There's a lot of me, Thomas, Abe Rivera. There's a lot of guys on this team that have played a lot of football here and have gotten great experience and are great leaders for us. We can't say enough about our leadership as a team, and it just every year we reload on leaders and players. And, we got a lot of young guys that play too, and I think that's a big part of why we had success here is our experience. And by the time you are a senior, you have a lot of experience. And the goal is the same every year, win a state championship. We've come a little short in recent years, but we've gotten blessed to play a lot of big games. And, I think we can do it this year. I know we can do it this year. And I'm excited as the season goes on because, the ultimate goal is state championship. And if we don't win a state championship, we've fallen short ultimately.
You guys played in one heck of a game last Friday night. Thomas, take me through that 2-point conversion, why it was just, it took everybody's breath away. And it really, I don't want to say set the tone for the season 3 games in, but you look at this, that might be a play that changed the entirety of your season as you guys kind of roll through the rest of the year.
Yeah, so we put it in actually the week of the Garfield game, and we ran it like maybe twice. And it was called Tebow. It was a jump pass, And so I'm taking you through. Caleb's getting hit while he's throwing the ball. So it's supposed to go to the back of the end zone. Because he gets hit, the ball isn't going to be perfect. So I have to like change my direction, and I slip on the grass. It's a little wet. And so while I'm falling down, I see the ball, and I just control it all the way down. And you can see I have the ball here, but it doesn't hit the ground. I have it would be my right hand underneath the ball, so it doesn't hit the ground, and I roll over with it. And you can see the ball go on my shoulder, and then I roll up with it and hold it. And the ref was right there. He saw it. But yeah, like you said, it set the tone. Coming into the timeout, coach asked, do you want to go for two? And Patrick and the seniors, we all said we're going for two. And I think that really set a tone as well, because we knew what we had to do, and we just went out and we did it.
That is a gutsy call, like unbelievably gutsy that only JFK would make at a time like that, to go for two and go for the win. Now, I heard some of my guys were kind of saying that it hit the ground, but after further review, I'm saying it's absolute 2-point conversion. It's good. I mean, you did everything right to make that adjustment. Like, is that just natural instinct, or is that like just scramble to do whatever you can to get your hands underneath that football?
Yeah, so I think what it comes down to is when I'm bored or something, I'll just go on the carpet, just throw the ball up, and it'll be in awkward places, stuff like that. I think that could maybe be why I learned how to do that. But no, I just maybe watching the game and watching games and seeing people make incredible catches, and just thinking what I could do to make sure it doesn't hit the ground. Or while I was falling down, I'm like, I got to control this and keeping my eye on the ball just so it doesn't hit the ground. I was pretty impressed with myself, if I'm being honest, because I don't really, as a tight end, you don't catch too much passes. So I was shocked too as well.
I was going to say, as a tight end, you don't get many passes your way. You're usually typically a blocker as a tight end.
Yeah.
Did Caleb give you like a cheeseburger or something for making that catch on as he was getting hit? Like, do you get anything for that from the QB?
I got some love, and we messed around. I think I had 10 points in 3 games as a tight end. I scored week 1, and then 2-point conversions in week 2 and 3. So for a tight end, 10 points, hey, I'll take it. So I wanted to score by the end of the season, and now I have 10 points. It's pretty crazy to me, but I love it.
Pat, as a big man, do you ever just wish you had one chance to catch a touchdown?
Hopefully I'm not giving up on it yet. Hopefully it's still coming.
Are they putting in special plays just for the big man to roll into the end zone?
I'm waiting on it.
I'm looking at my watch. We might be waiting a little bit, dude, from that standpoint. I'm still waiting as a lineman to get my touchdown. So I'm 37. You've done an excellent job. The recruiting process is one that is not easily charted nowadays. Mm-hmm. You both, Thomas is in the middle of it right now. You were, Pat, lucky enough to kind of figure out what you want to do from very early on in the process. Mm-hmm. You ended up at Rice. What is so special about that program? Because you had a lot of options to choose from, and you ended up choosing Rice.
It's a great place. I loved my visits there. I took 3 actually. It's right in the middle of Houston, Texas, and the campus is beautiful, but really the people. I can't say enough great things about the coaches there, the players there, and I really felt at home and welcomed there. And part of the culture there is a lot like what we have here. You're a student athlete. You're there to play football, and you're there to learn, most importantly, and you're there for your academics, and you're treated just as a normal student, and that's the way it is here. And that's where I felt fit in, and because of the emphasis on academics as well as football, it's normal to me. That's what we have here, and I just felt very at home. That ultimately led to my decision.
So you guys are twins, and I had to confirm that. I've heard it before. I think you've told me before. I had to confirm that because there's a little bit of a size difference. I don't know if anybody's ever told. So will this be the first time, as you guys graduate, and Thomas, you can obviously still go to Rice. That's still in the equation. But would this be the first time you guys are actually separated for any length of time?
Yeah, it would. Maybe the most we've ever been separated is maybe 1 to 2 days, 3 days tops. So we definitely, we've been together our whole life, played football our whole life, had most classes together. So that definitely would be, new to us.
Is this a situation where you're looking forward to kind of having some time alone, or I mean, I don't want to get sentimental, but are you guys going to miss each other being around all the time?
I mean, it's easy to say now that we'd love to get across the country and I'd love a break, but when it actually happens, you're always going to miss your family and your loved ones.
I can appreciate that. All right, now we got to talk about some food, man. Because Pat, I know you can throw it down. What's the go-to spot for you? After a game, before a game, whatever it may be. What's the one place that you cannot miss a meal at?
So we get wings every Thursday, and it's been a tradition. We talk about Kennedy tradition. Since I was a sophomore, we had a group, and we went with seniors then, and it's been something we've carried on. We went to Buffalo Wild Wings for my sophomore and last year as a junior. This year, it's always been wings, by the way, always been wings. This year, spot in Warren called Little Wing. Every Thursday night for the last 3 years, we've been getting wings, and I love wings. Wings are some of outside of a couple other things I can think of, wings are top 5 for sure. And we just put down wings, man. A small group of us, we just go there, talk about the game, the week of practice, and then we just put down wings. And it's some of the best camaraderie, and it's a great team thing, even though it's not the whole team, small group. It's a great thing for a lot of us to get together and talk through some stuff before the game, and just ultimately kind of once we leave there, it's go time.
Have you ever thought about, approaching the owner and said, "Hey, we're here every Thursday. Can we just get some Eagles wings or something named after you guys?"
We need a flavor.
That's what I'm saying. What's the go-to flavor for you?
Wide variety, but always I keep with 2 flavors. Obviously, you look at me, I'm probably not only getting one flavor, but they have a flavor Chipotle Ranch and a sweeter sauce, a honey brown. Those are my 2 go-to sauces.
TV, are you in this group that gets to go, or are you excluded? Like big boys only?
No, we've been going since we were sophomore. I think we went to every Thursday Buffalo Wild Wings for a year straight. We didn't miss. It was that serious. Thursday came around, we were at Buffalo Wild Wings, and now we're at Little Wing. But Arizona Ranch is my favorite too.
All right, I got to ask you guys, because I've been asked this many, many, many times before. I have my personal opinion: bone in or bone out?
Bone in 100%.
Yeah, bone.
You're not a big guy if you say boneless. Bone in is the only right answer to that, and it's not even close.
It's bone in when you're with the boys, and I think they're chicken nuggets. It's chicken nuggets when you're on a date, right? You don't want to get all messy. You can eat it with a fork, all that stuff. Okay, so the respect factor, you just went straight to 10, because if you said boneless, we're out. This thing is over, slam dunk. You've got a great family who has been so supportive of you both, obviously, since the time you were born.
Mm-hmm.
What has been some of the great things about your family, and why it's so great to be a Valent?
You want me to take this one? Am I taking this one?
Give it to TV. He hasn't started one yet.
Yeah. So, my family has been supportive since day one. Football in our family is like everything. My grandparents have been so supportive. They come to every game. We played in Toledo week 2, and they wanted to come up. And, I was like, it's 3.5 hours away. You don't have to do that. But sure enough, they were there and supporting us, even when, they didn't need to drive that far. So I think that also shows a testament to how much they care and support us. And, that make on Friday nights, having that support, it means everything. You're playing for something. You're playing for your family. You're playing for the K, for everyone that's come before in the K. And I talked about growing up on the sidelines and watching and looking up to all those players. That's why when I put the helmet on, it's who I play for. I play for myself and for them and my team and my family. And I think when you have that support and this tradition here at Kennedy, it's different playing for the K, because you're playing for something. And when you play for something, you're going to play harder. And, having that support of my family and my brother, my older brother who played in 2016, come back and watch some games, it means everything to me. And my uncle, Frankie, who's been our strength coach, it just shows you that my family's invested a lot in me. And every Friday night, I hope to, get a dub and thank them for that support.
Pat, it's been a long time. I just remember being in that gym and you came up to me out of nowhere, just as you just overshadowed me. It was just, I saw light and then it was, you were there. And you said, when am I getting my interview? It's been a long time coming. You finally get it. It's your time to shine. I got to ask you, would you rather have a state championship this year or score unlimited touchdowns for your personal record?
There's a lot of things. I mean, you could have one of my fingers for a state championship. There's nothing I wouldn't do to get a state championship. And, that's the goal. That's what we talk about. And that's pretty much what we practice and live for, is to get to that. And, it's not just a saying, there's nothing we want more.
What's the best advice that one of your former teammates maybe gave you for this year, being your senior year?
I got this one.
Okay. Oh, he calls it.
So, yeah, earlier talked about a little bit about it, but when we were at the banquet last year, Eddie said something that really struck with me. Being a captain with Eddie was so great for me because he taught me so much. Same with Michael Morrow and with Brady. And now being a captain this year, they taught me so much that how to lead and lead by example and all that. But what Eddie said at the banquet was we came up short. We didn't win a state championship. Therefore, the season was a failure. And in hindsight, like in present, I was like, what? Like what? And then I thought about it, and I thought, well, we made it to state my sophomore year, his junior year, and then we lost in the state semis. So the work we put in and everything that we do is for a state championship. And then when you set the goal that high, good things are going to happen. You're destined to do good things. And, Eddie always kept the bar high. All of my captains, they set the bar high. And they kept that tradition going and left it to me and now our other captains, Pat and Aiden and Ambrose, to keep that bar high and to sweep the corners to get it done. And everything that Eddie said and did, even like at Dalton at halftime, that speech is unforgettable. And Eddie said a lot of great things, but that one really motivated me and really struck a chord with me that, this is who we are. And this is who we're going to be for not only this year, but for years to come.
Pat, for you, let's flip it on you. I want you to tell the future generations of Kennedy why it's so important to represent the K in a positive way.
Yeah, I mean, I hope every day that, younger guys see the way that this senior class carries ourselves and this senior class represents the K. It's huge because we talk about it all the time with Coach. Guys text him all the time and ask him, how's practice going? A bunch of guys texted him after the game last week and said, amazing win, Coach. People pay attention from the school. Everyone that comes through here looks back and sees what Kennedy's doing. And for me, I never want someone like the 16 team. I never want them to look back on one of the teams I'm on and say, wow, man, what's happening with Kennedy? What's happening with this school? I always want there to be, I'm proud to have graduated from Kennedy. I'm proud that, these kids are doing what we did. And I'm going to look back. I'm going to text Coach Pro every week. I'm going to do that. I'm going to do the same thing those guys are doing. I'm going to stay involved because I want Kennedy to always be one of the best football programs. Not only football, I want it to be the standard for around this area. And it's on the players and it's on everyone involved to represent the K and to show everyone. And so everyone not even show everyone. So no one has to ask. Everyone just knows that Kennedy's the standard in the area.
Man, that's an unbelievable answer. Speaking of unbelievable, guys, you don't just represent the K on the field; you do it off. And Thomas, I'd be remiss if I didn't ask you, being your alter ego, the hometown hero yourself. You've gotten a lot of attention, and I've seen it, and I followed it, and I feel like we were some of the earliest kind of investors of what you're doing. And why you're doing it. Talk to me about how this kind of exploded on the scene for you. You don't really, this, at least in my interpretation, you don't really dig the limelight. You just keep doing what you're doing. I think one of the coolest things was it your birthday? You were giving people, food or whatever. Why is that so important to you to be a positive impact at the ripe old age of 17, 18?
Yeah. So, I'm 18. Like I said, we started this I started it during COVID, like my freshman year. So it's been a long time coming, and an absolute dream for me, because since I've been a young kid, I've always wanted to help people, especially in my community here in Warren, where we really need it. And you hear things like, I can't wait to get out of Warren, or this or that. And it always like motivates me to do more, because I want this to be a place that people come back to and that people love and enjoy. And I see a need in my community, and I'm trying to help almost weekly to give back what I have and what I can do. And even Friday we had off for Labor Day, and I went to the Warren Family Mission, and I think it's like my fourth time giving out ice cream and different things like that, because it's a hot day, and people are outside and stuff. So even before the game, I did that on Friday, and on my birthday I did as well. So I do a lot at the missions and soup kitchens, and the podcast has expanded a little bit to service, to not only shining light on the heroes, but actually going in and doing good work too. So it's really expanded to more service work too as well.
You guys, both of you, have become hometown heroes to me. Watching you both grow over the course of the last 4 years since we've had Warren JFK has been an absolute honor and a privilege. And you guys just keep on doing what you're doing. And no matter what happens, you'll always represent the K well, but you'll represent this area as well too. And big things will happen. Before I let you go, I have to ask you both from a standpoint of who inspires you on the field, off the field. Who is it? And why? Pat, we'll start with you.
That's a tough question to narrow down to one person, because, you have to be a sponge and you have to take from everyone and everything. But, I have a lot of great people in my, excuse me, I have a lot of great people in my family. And, what I really appreciated, what my parents did for me and what my family really has done for me my whole life, is they never really made it easy for me. Nothing we do at home is really easy. It was never, oh, well, who's doing this to you, who's doing that to you. It was always, toughen up, work through it, because ultimately the only thing you can do is work, and the only thing you can do is just keep fighting, keep going every day. And I can't say enough thank you to my family for that, because I'm truly grateful that, the way I was raised is, helped me get through a lot of things in life. And just going on moving forward, becoming an adult and everything, you have to grow up. And there's been a lot of great people. And Thomas mentioned Eddie. I was a goofy kid, just coming up as freshman, sophomore. Playing varsity as a freshman. I was just happy to be there. And a lot of credit goes to Eddie and Coach Pro, because those guys helped get the best out of me. And if you come to practice for a day, Coach Pro doesn't like to talk about guys that have left, because, we're moving forward and we're reloading. But, there's a lot of leadership, and a lot of the things I say have been said for the last 2 years, because Eddie said the same things. And I've learned a lot from a lot of people, but, I can attribute most of what inspires me to my family and, a lot of the great people that I've met here at Kennedy, which, is also a family. And, you hear it all the time. Kennedy's a family, but it's really is a family. And it's not a cliche. Everyone here is so tight knit, and it's just one giant family.
I can appreciate that, Thomas.
I don't know how I respond after that answer, but I think that for me, first, God is always, I always try to look up to God and everything that He's done, and that's first. And secondly, my grandma, she's always been there for me and hard times, and not, I wasn't really blessed with the size that Patrick was, so I didn't start as a freshman or get any time as a freshman and a sophomore, and I really had to work hard for that. And she really said, just keep working really hard. Good things will happen, and God's got you. And she really believed in me, even sometimes maybe when I didn't believe that I would. And I just kept working hard, and so I have to thank her for that and believing in me. And this whole Kennedy family here, from the teachers to Coach Pro, Mr. Keneally, Mrs. Consiglio, all the teachers here, have believed in me, and helped me. My mom and dad, they've always pushed me, like Patrick said, and not only on the field, but at home and in school. We said my Uncle Frankie, he's always pushed us to be better. So yeah, my whole family and my Kennedy family.
Gentlemen, it has been an honor and a privilege to not just have you for the last 20 minutes or so, but to be able to watch you for the last 4 years. I cannot wait to see what you do. I'm so excited to see the journey that you guys are on, both on and off the field. We're proud of you. You inspire us. No matter how big or small you are, or how big or small you get, we'll always be fans for you guys for life. So thank you so much for the time, and I look forward to watching you the rest of the year and everything on in between. So good luck,
Thank you
Woods.
for having us.